Hi folks, just another quick garage vid and little update. Got the Queensland Super Club annual Queensland annual cruise coming up in a couple of weekends on the 1st of August. I should have my car ready for it by then. Not the way I wanted, but I'll explain why. But I'll be going. It's open to all cars. If you want to come along and watch the cruise, it starts at Yatala BP at 9 a.m. and then they cruise up the M1 highway towards the city, and then they turn off and go to the Gap train station, meet up then in the car park there. And then they continue the cruise up through Mount Nebo and Glorious, all the way out to the other side to the T intersection at the end of Mount Glorious, and then they meet there again and hang out for a couple of minutes until they continue out to Somerset Dam and have a barbecue and a chat and whatnot. So, yeah. Engine still the same. I did have to top up the oil a little bit, and I think I might have the tiniest sump gasket leak, but I'll look into that later. But it's not an issue. It doesn't drip on the floor or anything, but either that or the oil that I've recently put in it is a bit too thin, and I'm burning it off, so we'll see. I'll get to the bottom of that, but it hasn't used much at maybe 100 mils or 200 mils. It was just under the full line, so I think I might have just burnt it off. But this back of the sump does look a little bit wet. I'm not sure if that's just from when the power steering was leaking and it's flicked up onto there, but yeah, because I haven't cleaned it under the body recently. But yeah, so for me to go to the cruise, I've got to get some new rear tyres so I don't get in trouble with the police. So I've just taken the rear tyres off, and it's kind of interesting the wear on these with the stock suspension and how I drive. I thought I'd go through some little tidbits on things I noticed with the tyres. So this is the driver's side and that's the passenger side, and obviously the camber wear on the driver's side is a bit more hectic, but sorry, this is the passenger side, that's the driver's side, because I normally when I'm drifting around and carrying on, I'll always go to the hook around to the right, so this tyre's got more load on it. And this is where I was at. I'm kind of lucky I didn't drive it anymore. As you can see, it was ready to go. But something I did notice is some interesting wear marks from drifting that you can see, like these diagonal lines that run across here. There's one there. There's another really faint one there. There's a few faint ones here. Another one here, another one here. You know, they're all around this tyre. Another sideways one here. It's interesting to see that. However, the driver's side seemed to cop it a bit worse. This tyre isn't worn as much. It is not legal on the inside, obviously. I'm on wear indicator there, but you can see the big gouge sideways there. This tyre wants to roll as well. There's another couple ones here. There's another one up there. I'm thinking that they are mainly from when I initiate and maybe touch the handbrake, like that one would be, because that just goes there. But the ones that start and come down, like this one here and this one, you can see this one's a good one, where I've slid in sideways and had quite a bit of angle. Like this one's a good example where I've got onto the power and it's come in sideways up here and then along the tyre. Kind of cool just to see that kind of wear from drifting. I must have done that over a pretty shitty bit of road. I don't know where that would have happened, but it has happened. But I thought that was interesting. So I'll be replacing them just with some cheap tyres, $80 each, but they're going to be 255, 85, 255, 35 18s, and they're about $80 each. The brand starts with T. I don't know, they're cheap Chinese things. I'll probably burn through them pretty quickly, but I'd imagine they'd have more grip than these anyway. Another thing I want to have a look at, just the shock absorber here. So this is the shocks it's come with, which look very old. Was led to believe that they were the Blistine ones, but I thought they were yellow. But it was imported with these, so I don't know what they are. They're probably some aftermarket cheap Chinese, cheap Japanese brand, but you can see they're in pretty terrible shape. That the boot's all ripped up and oil's leaked out of them. They're pretty bad. I mean, they're not the worst thing to drive on, but it is rough, especially on the back. Not so much on the front, on shitty roads. But I mean, I've got to replace them as soon as possible. They're not doing me any favours, that's for sure. Like, they've been on here for a long time. You can see the rust starting on the spring there, which is weird because that's the most rust on this car, and it's on the shock absorbers. But that could also be because of in the last 6 years of my driving and drifting when it was wet on the mountains. But when I took the wheels off, I just checked out the brakes again and the wear. They're looking really good. Everything's nice. All the bushes here are good still, as you'd expect. There's no play or anything. The sway bar bushes, they're all good as well. The braided brake lines still look good. A little bit dirty, but nothing too crazy. Considering I did them quite a few years ago. All this stuff back here, I don't really want to change it because it's all in good nick, and I do like the factory feel of the car. The only thing I do want to change is the shock absorber, and the sway bar is quite decent from factory. Maybe later in the future I'll get some white line sway bars, but these ones are these are pretty good. You'd be hard out pushing these beyond their limits, really. I'll wait till I go to a track day and I can really see if I need to upgrade them. I don't think I will, because they are about 20 mil thick or something like that, so I'm not sure. They're not too bad though. It doesn't get much roll, but all the bushes look real nice. There's no tearing, there's no busted boots and things like that, so yeah, it's all looking pretty good. One thing I did notice, one of my handbrake shoes, I think it was this one. When I put this one. When I put the new handbrake shoes in, this one wasn't adjusted right, and it must have just rubbed for about 1 kilometre or 2 or 3 when I first got it on the inside, and it generated quite a bit of heat, and you can see it's just made the paint bubble, but it's worn in now and it's fine. It's fine to drive with. It'll lock them both up when you initiate a drift and rip the handbrake on. But yeah, she's not too bad. That was the only issue I had with the brakes, but now it's purely cosmetic just on this hub, but you don't see that. Yeah, the coilover on this, the strut on this side is about in the same condition as the other one, so you can imagine these were fit a very long time ago, back they'd be at least 20 years old, so they do need replacing. Other than that, it's all pretty good in suspension wise, and the brakes are good, and pad wear's fine. There's still heaps of meat left on them. So it's ready for track days. It just needs the better tyres, and I'll probably burn through these new tyres pretty quick, and just get some good tyres like I said I was going to. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, Super Club Cruise coming up. I'll give it a good detail. Oh, I also bought some new bar slides for the front here. So these, so I can get my bumper to fit properly, because it always had this issue. This bar slide sits inside here, and this one of the threads has been snapped. So when I put that one in and replace it, the fitment of this should be a bit nicer. But yeah, I got them, and I also got a bunch from my panel beater made a door. What do you call these? Door stoppers. It's not a door stop. There's another name for it. I can't remember the name. But these are off different cars, and the driver's side for this one's always been broken, because I think it was snapped by a previous owner. But I'm just going to pull one of these out and see if I can replace it and fit. Yeah, here's the original one, which was snapped. So I'll replace that and get my front door nice again. But yeah, she should be ready for the Super Club Cruise. I'll be getting those tyres on the weekend, and just got to find a place that'll fit them for me. And chuck them on, come back here, give the car a detail, and cruise on out to the club cruise. So good times. There are a lot of good cars will come to that, a lot of high-end Supras, so a lot better than my budget Supra. But yeah, come along, come one, come all. It's worth the time, worth the cruise. It's always interesting. There's barbecue at the end, and if you're new to the Super Club, you can join officially and pay your club fee and stuff like that if you want to come along. So yeah, till next time. See you later, guys. Thanks.